What's going on, guys? I'm just going to show you a little bit about how this curse aura build works here, called time joints, level 86. Obviously it can be a lot better. We have 0 armor, 0 evasion, 0 block, currently sitting at 1800 flat life, 1500 flat energy shield, as you can see. So our main defensive layering is the whole premise of the build: temporal chains. As you can see, temporal chains and cursed enemies are essentially slowed by 28%. Beautiful thing about this is that we can crank temporal chains curse effect modifier to over 101%, effectively slowing all white enemies by 100%, magic enemies by 75, rares by 60, and the uniques by 50. So it's good solo play. Should be able to just kind of walk around everything, kite everything here, and Essence Drain, Contagion for a little bit of damage over time. Contagion's got a Hinder setup with some freeze contribution. Hex Blast for our main DPS. As you can see, it's not very much. Sigil Power just for some buffs. We are rocking Thread of Light for spell damage per spirit. You rock a bunch of spirit in your amulet. You rock a bunch of spirit in your chest piece. You rock a bunch of spirit on your scepter. You also allocate Chronomancy. Chronomancy gives you debuffs you inflict have 10% increased slow magnitude. So you're actually increasing your slow magnitude. That is how you're able to effectively increase this modifier here by an additional 43% on temp chains. And you can also get that on your gloves. Debuffs you inflict have 29, actually up to 30% increased slow magnitude. So you want to get that on your gloves. You want to allocate Chronomancy. And then on the tree here, you want to pick up basically every single jewel slot that you can with increased effect of auras from your skills. You want to come down here, grab effective auras from your skills, and then you want to grab as much area of effective curses and also effect of your curses as possible. You want to grab this node for debuffs you inflict have 10% increased slow magnitude. You want to grab this node for enemies you curse are also hindered with 15% reduced movement speed. And just a little bit more curse effect, a little bit more chaos damage, a little bit more curse effect, a little bit of area of effect. And yeah, that's kind of how this build works. For the Ascendancy, you take Life Leech. This is very important because you're going to convert all of your Hex Blast into life to be able to use that Mind over Matter in order to be able to basically have your mana pool be the effective HP on top of your life and your energy shield. You're going to grab the Sunder for Flesh for base hit crit chance, which is really nice. This node doesn't do anything for us right now. But basically, you want to rock Grim Feast. Grim Feast is going to give you double energy shield as you're killing things. Skeleton Warriors are going to give you Grim Feast when you're doing bossing, because this has a 50% chance to spawn when a reviving minion dies in your presence, or an enemy dies in your presence. You also have Mana Remnants, which give you 25% chance to spawn a Mana Remnant on killing a shocked enemy. And Mana Remnant is going to give you mana, so that's going to give you some nice mana sustain for some of the outside skills such as Essence Drain and Contagion that you're going to use, but also just as a nice heal because you're going to be taking damage through Mind over Matter, so that's very nice. You can also socket 4% of the life recovered on kill here. You can also socket Clarity, and on the jewels you can actually take some life on kill too, which is very nice, just for the Hex Blast to be able to kind of overheal there. So how are you shocking enemies, right? You're going to go ahead and take Archmage. Archmage is going to give you lightning damage on top of all of your spell damage, which is essentially going to be Hex Blast here. We don't really care about it too much for Essence Drain or Contagion because it doesn't affect our damage over time. It's just going to affect the hit damage of these, which again we don't really care about. We care about the hit damage of Hex Blast and the shocking for Mana Remnants here. So that's how we're able to get Mana Remnants on top of the Blood Remnants, on top of the Grim Feast Remnants. So you're going to go around be collecting a lot of things off the packs, a lot of little orbs, blue orbs, red orbs, little, I don't know, turquoise orbs, light blue orbs, whatever, off the ground. And yeah, you're just going to be kind of like over buffing, and that'll be your effective HP and your healing sources here. So very straightforward. This is kind of how the build works. And we will show a quick demonstration here of a tier 10 map, just very quickly. Don't really care what's on it. I'm really only doing this for demonstration purposes. So let's find a blank map here like Fortress.
And flesh.
Alright. Alright, so as you can see, these mobs are effectively caught in my trap. Now, this is, you know, with my area of effect, you really can't do too much here. You can just kind of kite around them, can't really do anything, eventually get a spell off or two. There are some weaknesses to this build. The weaknesses are, as you can see, enemies can still fire projectiles before the curse aura reaches them. The curse aura is, you know, not quite the entire screen right now. We can buff up the area of effect to be able to get a little bit more of a screen-wide aura effect, which will allow us to, you know, be able to slow down those off-screen projectiles a little bit more and have a little bit more of a defensive mechanic here. As you can see, nothing really bothers us, because it not just affects their movement speed, but their action speeds as well, so their attacks. As you can see, these boars that normally charge right in, you look at this guy, it's like I have 100% movement speed and they don't. It's really funny. And then you can see, you know, kind of the life and the energy shield and the mana, so, you know, this can obviously get a lot higher. I'm only level 86. I am going to take some more nodes in the tree for it. So that, you know, but right now we have effectively, what's that, 7,800 HP, effective HP, with, you know, good sources of regen. I don't even have to use potions, because everything, I just pick up the orbs. I have enough recovery on kill, I have enough life leech from the ascendancy. Everything just kind of takes care of itself. If I really want to too, I can kind of do like an little essence drain or contagion. Yeah, if I wanted to, really. A little fancy with it. So rares, you know, they have that 50% reduced effect modifier on them, so kind of gotta watch out for rares. Still, if you can't be dodging rares attacks at this level, I don't really know what to tell you. Love the trail of ice here. Proximal tangibility. That's probably why I wasn't doing any damage there, so just ignore my gameplay. And you do have to let the curses actually get onto the enemies first. You know, kind of dodge out of those projectiles, dodge out of those projectiles. There we go. Oh, come back around here. Yep. Now, there is a modifier on the tree, which makes your curse auras infinite, which could be pretty nice, potentially, if you're able to just kind of run into everything, but, you know, by the time they're in your presence, you kind of already have them dead anyways. But if you do take that, then they'll be in this slowed state all the time once you curse them. So yep, premise of the build, pretty strong, or at least hilarious. Yeah. Thank you.